What was the last fish you ate? Probably in like 2008. As an 8-year-old, I had a tuna fish sandwich. That's probably the last fish I ate. If you don't mind, why don't you eat fish? Is it 1, because concerned about hygiene, 2, you feel an emotional connection to them, or 3, just don't like how they taste? I've been vegetarian most of my life, so they've just never been on the menu for me. Fish do whatever they want, true. If fish transitions entirely to a land animal, would it still be a fish? Yes, because those type of things are determined taxonomically. It's an interesting question because we are just fish that transition to land. Reptiles are just fish that transition to land. Amphibians are just fish that transition to land. Birds are just fish that transition to land and then to the air, right? So it's like, you have to draw the line somewhere, but who knows? Would you go to Thailand? Dude, I want to go to Thailand so bad. Thailand seems like one of the most foreign-friendly countries in the world, as long as you don't bring weed, and I don't smoke, so that's no issue with me. But yeah, Thailand seems like a really cool place. Crazy fish diversity, crazy everything diversity, and they're very used to foreigners. Like Malaysia wasn't an issue, but they definitely had, like, a lot of those people had never seen a white person in their life, living in, you know, rural Malaysia, obviously. And they were very nice. They were just on the curious side. Like, they'd ask me questions about, like, Trump and stuff, you know, funny stuff. But Thailand, I mean, I imagine it would be even more. They're just used to it. You know, you don't even get looked at probably too much. My favorite shark is the epaulet shark. It's just a cool adaptation. The fact that they can turn their brain off to save oxygen is really cool. Are yellow bullheads and brown bullheads different species? Absolutely. Black bullheads are also a different species. I don't just say that in terms of like they literally are a different species, but I believe that those are well-founded taxonomical splits. Now, white versus black crappie, I have my opinions. I've seen the genetics. I've done eDNA tests and I've seen the genetics, and let me tell you, crappie, white and black, have very close to indistinguishable genetic sequences. I think it's just 2 different color morphs that we've called species, but who knows? What is the worst fish besides seahorse? I have a whole video on that, but I hate pineapple fish. A lot of people like them and think they're cool. I think it's the ugliest pattern I've ever seen. Favorite darter species? That's a good question. It would definitely be a Persina. I'm trying to think if there's like a proper I'm trying to remember that one Persina. Or maybe it's just like a scaly sand darter or a diamond darter. I'll say it's a tie between a diamond darter and like a dusky darter, but like a real colored up nice dusky darter. Best fish in Kentucky. You guys have sand darters, I think. You guys have Amacrypta or Crystalllaria. You guys have one of the rare genera of darter. So that's got to be the coolest one. I don't know if you have crystal darter or diamond darter or sand darter or scaly sand darter or naked sand darter. I don't know which one's in Kentucky, but you guys have one of the rare genus of darter. That's really cool. Will you ever partake in inventing a fish yourself? I will let you guys be the sole witness, but you can tell nobody. I may or may not secretly, under a pseudonym, submit an invent-a-fish to the next invent-a-fish, but tell nobody. You should go exotic fish hunting for real, like in Florida. That'd be cool. Just go into canals and find all the various cichlid species. Be easy to get a lot of lifers. What's the best pet fish store? I haven't been to a ton because everything in this tank that you're seeing came from the wild. The plants are from a stream. The fish are all from various streams. The rocks are from a stream. Actually, the sand came from Home Depot. Everything else in the tank, though, came from a stream, and the water came from my hose. But everything else came from a stream. So I don't really go to pet stores very often. However, I will say, in New Brunswick, in New Jersey, if you're anywhere near New Brunswick, New Jersey, it might be in East Brunswick, not New Brunswick. There's this place called, is it Aquaradise? It might be Aquaradise on Route 18. And that pet store had that fish store had some really cool stuff. There used to be Maryland darters near me. There used to be Maryland darters near a lot of people. Unfortunately, they are extinct now. Lake Baikal has some really cool deep water sculpins. That's what I would expect. Freshwater sponges. That's cool. Giant freshwater amphipods. That's pretty cool. Why do some fish lay eggs and others just spawn them? Different adaptations. Yeah, that's basically it. Different adaptations. Some are viviparous and some are oviparous. Still don't know how to properly say that. Doesn't fish technically not exist as a category? That's correct. There is technically no real such thing as a fish. And if you want to truly taxonomically define fish, it has to be from the thing that come from a landslet to everything after that. Like, we have to be fish if you want to give it a real taxonomic definition. Fish is basically just a made-up word that's convenient. It's the same thing as species. There's no real good definition of what a species is. It's just a word that we use because it's convenient for classifying things. Would you go to North Korea and fish if the government collapsed? If I was guaranteed no threat to my life, I would go to North Korea and fish right now. And that would be the single greatest YouTube video that I had ever made. Fishing North Korea for minnows. That'd be sick. I'll bet they have something endemic that they probably don't study. Do you think mud skippers will ever evolve into land-dwelling animals? Probably. At least some group of them. There are a lot of mud skippers. People consider mud skippers a conglomerate, but there's a lot of different mud skippers. Do you know what the next AVNJ's Adventures is? I don't. I know there will be one in June in California. If you guys don't know, in June I am going to Los Angeles, California to participate in the Tetris World Championships. So I will be probably going a week in advance and just fishing around like Utah, Nevada, California, catching all sorts of cool endemic fish. So there will be an AVNJ's Adventures West Coast in June, but I'll probably do something before then. I just don't know exactly what it is as of yet. What fish would you be seeking in California? I have not chosen my route yet, so I'm not sure of exactly all the fish that I'll target. Usually what I do is, like, in the month before a trip, I find a bunch of access points, I find iNaturalist pins, fish map pins, make a list of target species, and then make a route to drive, because I'm gonna, you know, rent a car and such. I'm probably gonna fly into like south, or maybe north, like I don't know, either North California or South California, and then get a rental car and drive around and then end up in LA for the Tetris tournament. What's the rarest fish you've caught? Depends what you mean by rare. Do you mean like rare worldwide? It'd probably be one of the betta fish I caught in Malaysia, where there's like 100 of them in existence and they're in like one little forest in Malaysia. If you mean rare in terms of like it can be with qualifiers, it's probably the pearl dace in New Jersey. What's the most exotic / tropical fish you've seen in New Jersey? What's it called? Little big mouth or some shit? Someone help me. It's orange and it's a deep water fish with a big ass mouth. It's very colorful. Big short fin, big short rock, small short rock, small, big, little mouth, big, orange, big, short fin. Yes, orange, big, deep water. Fucking hell, you guys are not helpful. Okay, I'll find it myself. It's short big eye. Henry Doodles 48. Somebody give that guy a prize. It is short big eye. You're actually the goat. That guy knows more about fish than everyone else in here combined. Anyways, I caught, oh, you can't see it because of the fish tank. I caught a bunch of these in New Jersey. Here's an in-hand picture of one, and here's a in-tank picture of one.